Oh, hello, it is I, your boy Gomi, and we are back with another UFC Fight Night. We're going to be looking at UFC Fight Night Krylov versus Spann, and we're going to be looking at the main event of this card. First, just briefly going over the card. It's not that good a card again. Unfortunately, much like the last card, it's rather weak. The main event's going to be Nikita Krylov versus Ryan Spann. I don't have as much interest in this one as it did last week, where we had a young and bright talent like Blanchfield. It's got some good fighters though. Brendan Allen's pretty decent. Andre Muniz, that's a top-ranked middleweight, so we'll take that. Deontay Males, Augusto Sakai is okay for heavyweight. The return of Tatiana Suarez. Oh my God, when's the last time she fought? That's 2019 was the last time she fought. My God, ring rust is a thing. Beyond that, Jordan Levitt's pretty decent. Nothing crazy. He's decent. Yeah, that's pretty much a majority of where it really ends. Like, there's some other fighters there of note, but not anything insane like Johnson and Ode. Regardless, it's some violence. It's some weekend violence. If you're skipping the card, I fully understand. I will be watching it because I have nothing better to do with my life. But yes, let's get into the fight itself, the main event. This is going to be a light heavyweight battle between Nikita Krylov and Ryan Spann. I gotta say, man, light heavyweights. Light heavyweight's not the most exciting division right now, and it's not the most talent-rich division. It's really a round robin between these guys and who they're fighting and stuff like that. But regardless, let's break it down. Nikita Krylov is going to be 30 years of age, a record of 29 wins and 9 losses, 12 knockouts, 15 submissions. Pretty staggering in terms of his knockouts and submissions, because Nikita Krylov, as you can see, has 38 fights, which is pretty insane. He's going to be 6'3" in terms of height, fighting out of the orthodox stance, a 77.5-inch reach disadvantage, a 2.11 takedown average, a 67.94% significant strike accuracy. That's a very good significant strike accuracy, especially for how Nikita Krylov fights. He's going to be a negative 170 favorite, with significant wins over Volkan Oezdemir, Alexander Gustafsson, Johnny Walker, and OSP. Looking at his significant wins, doesn't seem that good for as crazy a record as he has, but he just fights a lot. Simple as that. He fights anyone who's no-named or ranked basically in the light heavyweight division. He's always been at the cusp of that bottom ranking division, and he's been used as a stepping stool for a lot of people, honestly. For example, Jan Blachowicz, also Glover Teixeira, Magomed Ankalaev, Paul Craig. They've gotten up in the ranks by just beating Nikita Krylov. He's a massive gatekeeper. Sitting across from him is going to be Ryan Spann. Ryan Spann's going to be 31 years of age, 27 wins, 7 losses, 6 knockouts, 12 submissions, a majority of it by one particular submission. 6'5" in terms of height, orthodox stance, 79-inch reach advantage, 1.46 takedown average, a 46 on the dot significant strike accuracy, and he's a plus 145 dog. Significant wins over Dominic Reyes, Ian Cutelaba, Devin Clark, and Anthony Nogueira, Big Nog. Now, same thing kind of with Spann. Spann's been around. He's fought a lot of guys. Like, the thing about light heavyweight is they've all really fought each other. But when it comes down to, like, fighting big opponents between both these guys, this is both not criticism, both of their guys. When they fight against big opponents, they end up losing. As I kind of alluded to with Nikita Krylov, he goes up against, like, actual guys at the light heavyweight division are, like, pretty high up there in town. Like, these guys are not bad. I'm not saying these guys are bad. They're top-ranked light heavyweights. It's just that light heavyweight's a weaker division right now. When they go up against, like, the likes of Magomed Ankalaev, they lose. Jan Blachowicz, they lose. Glover Teixeira. Then you look at, say, Ryan Spann. Anthony Smith, he lost against Anthony Smith. He got taken out by Smith, which is surprising. Johnny Walker actually beat Ryan Spann, while Nikita Krylov actually beat Johnny Walker. So that's one thing to mention. Man, everyone fights Johnny Walker too. Like, there's just certain people who they just fight each other. they're like the light heavyweight division don't have compared to like lightweight or welterweight, where a lot of their guys actually have not fought each other. Most of light heavyweight have actually fought each other. It's a really weird round robin. Now, look at Nikita Krylov and what Nikita Krylov does. Nikita Krylov is rather basic in all things that he does. He's a striker. He's got some pretty creative strikes here and there. He also is really good at pushing the pace and pushing pressure. We really saw this in his fight against Alexander Gustafsson. Granted, Gustafsson was aged out. Like, Gustafsson is long past his time. He's well expired. Regardless, he got him hurt and he just pressed the pace. He had no sense of slowing down. We also saw it against Craig, in which he got him down and he was just relentless in his assault, but he made the mistake of fighting in Paul Craig's guard. Because as you guys know, Paul Craig, he could be a very easy win, ask Johnny Walker. But he could also be a nightmare if you do the stupid mistake of fighting in his guard. Poor fight IQ by Nikita Krylov, but regardless, Nikita Krylov, like I said, he's very basic in everything he does, but he has a good basis of the fundamentals. He's just a basic striker, but he can also submit you, and he's got some decent takedowns. Like, there's not a ton into his game that's really special or really, like, stands out. I'd say the most thing that stands out with him is he's very good if he hurts the opponent and he really presses. I'm not saying he's an insane finisher, because he doesn't have the skill set needed to get those and cinch those finishes. And coupled with the fact that light heavyweight, while I like thrashed them, they're all tough. All of light heavyweight's tough. Even Johnny Walker is tough. He has a poor chin, but he just, like, you'll knock him down. You'll knock him out. He'll get out. You just have to knock him out a few times. Speaking of people knocking out people with poor chins, like Dominic Reyes, Ryan Spann is... he's got a little bit more interesting aspects to his game. He throws a lot. He has a very high striking volume for what he lands, which is a bit like unfortunate, but he throws a lot. His main thing is he gets a lot of submissions by one particular manner. He has, it's not showing it on here, unfortunately, but basically his main method is that guillotine. What he does, it's not even like he gets, like, he's hopping, jumping the gilly, like, say, a Dustin, or he's really, like, what it mainly is he will throw. He has a really good, solid 1-2 combo where it's just the basic left jab, followed with a right cross or right straight, and he butters that up, he peppers that out, and then he butters them up, gets them up against the fence, and then he usually goes for a standing guillotine. He will jump it overall, or he'll get it to the ground if he needs to. That guillotine of his is very good. That's where a majority of his submissions actually are. He loves pushing you up against the fence and going for that guillotine, which is absolutely something I could see him do to Nikita Krylov. Because we've seen before, Nikita Krylov, while he's pretty tough, he can back up a lot to pressure. He doesn't do a good job over, I feel, like when he gets pressured out. He does good on, like, when he is the one pressuring. But if you're able to put some pressure on Nikita Krylov, or if you have a better striking acumen, like, per example, Magomed Ankalaev, or, per example, Jan Blachowicz, they're going to be able to take him out. And Nikita Krylov's main aspect is he has poor submission defense. Jan Blachowicz is not an insane submission guy. He's more of a submission guy. He is a knockout guy, believe it or not. But that's the main thing. Nikita Krylov gets submitted consistently. Submission. Where is it? I just literally saw it. Submitted. And I'm not going to... Well, you know what? I will criticize that because you fought in Paul Craig's guard. You don't do that. But... getting submitted by Paul Craig in his guard, that's to be expected. That's the one way he will beat you, and he has an amazing triangle. The fact he was actually able to fight in Paul Craig guards for most of that round is actually impressive in one sense, but that's just the thing. His submission defense is not the best. Ryan Spann, his submission offensive game is very good. Like, I was looking through, he has, as you can see, like I said, guillotine. He's got one rear naked. Oh, that he lost that. Guillotine. Does he have anything? No, he has one rear naked choke. Guillotine. He just loves the gilly. That guillotine is a massive weapon for Ryan Spann. I actually, believe it or not, Nikita Krylov is the favorite. He's actually, he's a little bit of a favorite. I lean it more towards a slight favorite for Spann, to be honest with you. I actually am going to lean towards Spann. From what we saw from Nikita Krylov's last fight against, it was Volkan Oezdemir, he showed better striking acumen, but he has shown that he's not super powerful. While Spann, as much as he's mainly primarily a submission guy with the guillotine, he's got some good power. We saw this again. It's no Chin Reyes, but he took Reyes out. He dropped Reyes once and then just flatlined him. He also really hurt Ian Cutelaba, who's a much tougher guy, I feel, than Nikita Krylov. I think Krylov's a better fighter than Cutelaba by a good bit, but I'd say Cutelaba is more of a tankier guy, and Spann was able to hurt him, and lo and behold, what did he do to Cutelaba? Once he hurt him, he got the guillotine. So overall, myself, I'm actually going to be siding with the underdog. I'm going to be leaning towards Ryan Spann to win by, I wonder how I think Ryan Spann's going to win. It may be basic, but I'm going to say guillotine. I picked him to knock out Reyes in round 1. This time, I'm going to pick him to submit Nikita Krylov, and I'm going to say round 2. I'm going to put a little spice into it. That's just how I think it's going to go. Should be an okay fight. We're really just itching and feeling and waiting for 285. But yes, this has been your boy Gomi. Let me know what you think of the fight down in the comment sections below. Bye bye.